The end goal for myself would be to become a CILEX lawyer. So at the moment, I'm doing the foundation level, and then the next level would be the advanced. So I'd become an advanced paralegal, but the ultimate end goal is to become a CILEX lawyer. I've worked for Wilson Browne since I was 18, so I got a job in the solicitors, and then I started as the office junior, and I did that for about 6 or 7 years, so quite a long time. And then they encouraged me to process to be a legal secretary. So I worked within the private client department, so I was typing all of the wills, dealing with the administration of estate letters, etc. And I did that for 5 years, and then they said, oh, I think you could do a bit more. Would you like to start your CILEX qualifications? I transitioned from the previous CILEX qualification to the new CPQ qualification. So I started doing that with Law Training Centre in December of last year. When I transitioned, there were certain units that I'd not passed, so contract being one of those, so I had to do that, and I've passed that. And now I'm doing Introduction to Property and Private Clients, which is actually really helpful for me because I do work in private clients, so obviously there's benefits to studying that one as well. Wilson Browne have always been very supportive of my studies. From when I started with the firm in 2007, and they were always very supportive of me moving to be a legal secretary and then on to study with CILEX. The partners in particular are always encouraging people to pursue whatever route they want, whether that be CILEX or otherwise. They're just always very supportive, always encouraging of when you have your exam leave. So we get exam leave, study days when we're required in January and June. And that helps as well, just having that time just to sit and revise. So when I took on my qualification, Wilson Browne funded that for me, on the understanding that I would study hard and take all of my exams. So they've been very, very supportive of that. They've always encouraged me to, pursue it if that's what I wanted to do. So I don't have any student debt at all. I've always worked in private clients, so that's wills, probates, administration of estates. I've just started very recently trying trusts as well, which are a bit more complicated. So I'm hoping that's something else I can explore in more detail. The main reason I've pursued a career in the legal profession is that I like to help people. So a lot of my clients that I deal with are elderly clients or vulnerable clients. And we do tend to find that, they are the ones that need the advice, perhaps about, trusts and putting their house into a trust or trust for children, minor children. And a lot of people think that it's quite straightforward and they can just, do it themselves, print it off the internet. But actually they do need that more detailed advice. For me personally, it is better for me because I can study in my own time and then also gain my practical knowledge working full time in the week. So it's quite surprising, but you do learn something from your study book and then the next day you'll have a client and it is relevant. So it's quite surprising. So for me personally, it works better. Just on a flexible level as well, so I can spend all week with my clients and then I can spend my weekends or a day in the week studying. So for me it's really good. So when I was looking at transitioning from my old CILEX qualification, it was actually a colleague that said, have you heard of Law Training Centre? And a few other people in the firm had used them. So I did look on the website and I thought, oh, okay, I'll give them an email. And when I did, they were really, really helpful because of the units I'd already taken. I needed to do a bridging package to make sure that I was on the right road and I was completing the right units for my qualification. And they were really, really good and helpful in telling me what units I needed to now do to make sure that I finished my CPQ foundation. So really, they were just brilliant and just provided me with the best information. So the course material is great with Law Training Centre. I'm using the training material online, so it's a book online, and then you can highlight, much like you would in a textbook, which is how I used to do it, but it's a lot quicker. What I've also found is with revision, it's great because you can create your flashcards as you go through the course manual online. I must say, when I started, studying online 100%, I wasn't sure, would I like doing this? Would I prefer to have textbooks? But actually, it's a lot quicker, a lot easier to revise. And I think that is really just the transition, is doing everything online. You've got it all in one place. I personally have found, after I finished my contract law, now doing my property and private client is great. This new unit is completely relevant to what I'm doing. And yeah, it encompasses everything I'm doing at the moment. So hopefully, once I've passed that, hopefully in January. If you have some legal experience already, you may not need to start at a lower level because they do have different levels that you can start at. So if, for example, you've worked in a law firm for a number of years, you may be able to start at a higher level. So you don't always have to start right from the bottom. It's important for me because I think it shows that all the hard work that you've put in has been worth it. As I say, a lot of my colleagues have qualified with CILEX. A lot of them have not had, a degree, and it just shows that you don't need a degree necessarily to get to where you want to. I wanted to show that just because you haven't been to university doesn't mean that you can't have a career. As I say, I like helping people. I've always liked helping people, and I think with my secretarial role as well, you get to know clients very well, and this job is very similar as well.